So there's a nuclear power plant, Vogtle 3, that's coming online as we speak. They just turned it on, I think, a month and a half ago.
There's a lot of interest in nuclear. There's not a lot of mining companies doing that. Do you know why that is? Is it just the perception of nuclear is dangerous, or is it that they don't have the technical know-how in order to mine with nuclear?
I think it's actually the lack of availability. In the U.S., I think we made a grave error in how we were building our power sources by moving away from nuclear. Technology has come so far in the last 40, 50 years. Obviously, all of us are familiar with some of the meltdowns that happened in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and I think it's fear. But one of the few places that nuclear power plants are still being built in the world right now is actually in Georgia. So there's a nuclear power plant, Vogtle 3, that's coming online as we speak. They just turned it on, I think, a month and a half ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're really excited. We're excited to be part of that. Obviously, all that power comes to the grid. Nuclear power is a base load. It doesn't come off and on. It's just there.
Yeah.
And so it's important to have, really users of power that are there. We soak a lot of it up, and we can give it back whenever it's needed.
Pushing into that, because you mentioned about you want to be on the grid because of the services. Do you do demand response, where if the price goes up, you will shut off? Or what are some of the benefits that you see to being on the grid?
Yeah, Georgia doesn't have a traditional demand response program.
Okay.
Instead, we're a very large load with our largest utility.
Right.
And so we schedule real time. And so we're able to see, prices an hour ahead. We use that to make our decisions. Our decisions are largely, of course, economic based, but we're a callable load to them. So,
Okay.
Georgia has tons of power. They're actually a net export state, so they have more power leaving the state than they need to have come in. And so there's always been an abundance of power. But if they ever needed to, we schedule with them on a real-time basis. So they see our load, they see what we're planning to do, they're able to make decisions on it. The utility that we're part of, the Municipal Energy Authority of Georgia,
Okay.
I believe it's about a 2,000 megawatt load using round numbers.
Okay.
And, obviously if we're 200 of that right now and growing, we expect to be about 15% of their load. So it's important that we have a good relationship with them.
I would
That allows
imagine.
us to schedule, and it, of course, provides benefit to them. A lot of the power in this country doesn't really get used. We generate it to make sure it's there for air conditioning or heating or whatever it's needed. And so we're there all the time. We're willing to take it. Of course, when power goes high, that means supply and demand, is starting to get strained.
Right.
And we go away, and it can actually help decrease the power prices for other participants, whether residents, businesses on the grid.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. We had a great time here at Consensus. At the Texas Blockchain Council, we are striving to be the nexus between traditional industries, banking, finance, legal, energy, and the digital asset industry. So we want to help you get your brand in front of those kinds of companies with B2B opportunities. Reach out to us if that's of interest for membership or for sponsorship at the summit. Hope to see you there in November in Fort Worth. Thanks again. We look forward to seeing you at the summit.